Welcome everybody to my list of the 20 best comedy movies from the 2000s. Go from 2000 to 2009. Remember, this is only my opinion, but here they are. In no particular order, first, Screwed. This movie I've seen a few times. It's Norm Macdonald, Dave Chappelle, the great Danny DeVito, Sherman Hemsley's in it. Norm Macdonald plays a butler for this rich, mean woman, just awful woman, that favors her little tiny dog. So Norm and Dave get this idea in their head to kidnap the dog and hold it for ransom, get the money, he can quit his job, but all hell breaks loose, hilarity ensues. Great movie.
I'll show you! Grover, it's us! Don't shoot! Oh, it's you guys! Come on!
Number 2 on the list. Matthew Perry and Bruce Willis. This movie is based in Canada. Matthew Perry is very, very unhappily married. And he gets this new neighbor. He goes over and introduces himself. And is Bruce Willis. He soon discovers he is a hitman. A very, very known hitman named Jimmy the Tulip, who's killed like 17 people. And he moves in next door to him. And Matthew Perry's wife hates him. Matthew Perry, and just a really funny movie. This is the movie where Matthew Perry and Bruce Willis became friends. And then Matthew Perry convinced Bruce Willis to come on Friends. But it also has Michael Clark Duncan, Amanda Peet. Really good movie. Definitely check out Whole 9 Yards if you haven't seen it yet. There is a sequel as well, though it's not as good, of course. Most sequels are not, are they?
Look, Jimmy, I certainly don't want to die.
Better get used to it because you're going to.
What?
Number 3, Zack and Miri Make a Porno by Kevin Smith. This movie is so funny. It's not for the closed-minded, I guess. It is about making a porno. Seth Rogen and Elizabeth Banks plays roommates, best friends. Their power gets shut off, their water gets shut off, right behind on rent, everything's going wrong. They decide to make their own porno, they hold auditions, everything. Such a funny, funny movie. Highly recommended if you don't mind that. It's definitely not for kids. There is some nudity in it. They talk about sex a lot, obviously, because they're making a porno. But most definitely worth your time if you haven't seen it yet.
My candy girl.
We're doing it.
What's happening?
Wait, are we doing it?
4. I love this movie so much. This might be... No, I don't think I've seen it more than the other movies on the list, but it's close. It's Benchwarmers. David Spade, John Heder. Yeah, John Heder. John Lovitz, the great John Lovitz. Rob Schneider. David Spade and John Heder play I guess, for lack of a better word, losers. Never got to play sports growing up. They're always made fun of by the jocks and the athletes. And they never got to play baseball, so Rob Schneider kind of takes them under his wing. They end up starting a little ragtag group of benchwarmers, because they're usually just sitting on the benchwarmers. But so funny. No matter how many times I watch this movie, I still laugh. And I've seen it a lot, so that's saying something. So, highly recommend it. I recommend every movie on this list. It's just force a habit saying that. I apologize. Anyway, definitely check out Benchwarmers if you have not seen it yet. It is so, so funny.
It's funny. I didn't know athlete had 3 syllables. Athlete, that's amazing.
John Okay. Will Ferrell. John C. Reilly. Step Brothers. They're in their 30s. Their mother and father are getting together, so they become stepbrothers, but they both live at home. They're like children. It is an amazing movie. I love these two together. They there's just so much stuff in the movie. I don't want to get into everything in the movie that makes me laugh. Just that's what you have to know. Like, the father wants them to grow up, get jobs, move out, and stuff like that. But, of course, they're resisting because they're adults still living at home and they don't want to. And just amazingly funny movie. It's one of those movies, though, if you don't like Will Ferrell or anything, you probably won't enjoy it as much. But if you do, you will laugh a lot in this movie.
Are you awake? Yeah. I hate your guts. As soon as your eyes shut, I'm gonna punch you square in the face.
Number 6 is pretty famous. It was the first part of a trilogy, The Hangover. It was my first introduction to Zach Galifianakis. There was Bradley Cooper, Ed Helms, but this movie, no matter how many times I've watched it, it's one of those movies, I'll be honest, like the first time I watched it, it wasn't as good. Upon my second viewing, that's when I really appreciated it. So, Ken Jeong, Mike Tyson has a great cameo in it. Definitely worth it. All 3 of these movies actually made me laugh a lot, which is rare for a trilogy. But they managed to pull it off with the same cast. Amazingly well done. As preposterous as the story may be.
This is my favorite part coming up right now.
Number 7, David Spade again. Joe Dirt. This is hilarious. It is so ridiculous. He plays a guy looking for his parents because he got lost at the Grand Canyon. It also has Kid Rock in it, Dennis Miller, but he had the mullet. It was just awful looking hair. Christopher Walken's in it as well. The movie's about his travels. He's telling the story of trying to find his parents to Dennis Miller, who's a radio DJ. But just so funny. They made a sequel and I haven't seen it yet, so I'm going to have to get my ass on that, aren't I?
Maybe we should take it over to that place, Los Alamos.
Yeah, man, that's definitely what we should do. But first,
Seth Rogen again. This time knocked up. What a great cast. The great Paul Rudd's in this one too. Obviously, I'm pretty sure everybody knows this one. Seth Rogen and Katherine Heigl meet at a bar. They have a one-night stand and she gets pregnant. And the movie's about he wants to step up and finally act like an adult. She's already an adult with a job and career and so good. Like I said, really, really good cast in this movie. Makes me laugh a lot. It's just amazing. If by any chance you haven't seen Knocked Up yet, definitely check it out. It will be worth your time.
Marriage is like an unfunny version of Everybody Loves Raymond. Should we have sex tonight? But
9. The great Jackie Chan and the great Owen Wilson in Shanghai Noon. This one had a sequel. Shanghai Nights wasn't as good, but Shanghai Noon, I didn't know what to expect going into it. I watched it when it first came out. But the blend of action and comedy with these two together, great chemistry. Jackie Chan's character comes over from China to find the kidnapped princess, and Owen Wilson's like a con man. He's a thief. Jackie Chan doesn't really get that, I guess, but he gets Owen Wilson to help him. Really good. I was really surprised at how much I like this movie, and it really stands up as well. At least I think so. Let me know what you think of Shanghai Noon in the comments below.
Exactly as I do it. Yeah!
We're halfway there. Living on a Prayer. Keanu Reeves, Gene Hackman, The Replacements. I actually just watched this again last weekend with Heather. She had never seen it before, so we watched it. It's the NFL players go on strike because they want more money, and they're replaced by scabs. The replacement players, led by Keanu Reeves. Excuse me. Really good movie. I like this movie a lot. As ridiculous as it seems, Orlando Jones is in it. I like him. Makes me laugh every single time I see it. Even if you don't like football, it's still worth checking out. It's so good. 11. Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly again. Talladega Knights. This one started it all. Oh, wow. Well, I went into this movie with very low expectations at the time, but it totally changed my mind. Not John C. Reilly. Will Ferrell plays the race car driver. Drive fast. If you're not first, you're last. Just that kind of mentality. Really good. And John C. Reilly's his best friend, and then when Will Ferrell starts to lose, it just goes all downhill. The movie's so dumb, but I loved it anyway. I like that kind of stuff. Like, that kind of humor is for me. May not be for you, but I loved it. So, like I said, I love these two together. These two together are comedy gold. So, Talladega Nights.
I'm on fire! I'm on fire! You're not on fire, Ricky Bobby!
Number 12. Steve Carell. The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Oh, wow. I seen Steve Carell in, like, Bruce Almighty and stuff, but this was my first real introduction to him as the guy. And he very much so impressed me. I loved the 40-Year-Old Virgin. Seth Rogen's in this one as well, actually. Man, I like Seth Rogen, apparently. Had a really good cast. Like this one a lot as well. I like these Judd Apatow movies. Really like it. And one line in the movie, to this day, no matter how many times, like, I like French toast, okay? Whenever I want French toast, like, I want some motherfucking French toast. Because Judd Apatow's wife is in the movie, and she's driving Steve Carell, and she's drunk, and that's how she says it before she throws up in his face. Anyway, but this is also the movie where he got his chest waxed into the happy face, so he looks like a man-o'-lantern. But love this movie so much. No matter how many times I watch it, I still laugh at it, which is all I ask for.
Want this stuff, okay?
Andy, for the last time, I don't want your giant box of pornography!
No, come on!
13. The Great Tim Meadows, the Ladies' Man. Based off a Saturday Night Live character. You'd be surprised how many people I talk to don't know this movie. Karen Parsons from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is in it as well. She played Hilary Banks. But he plays a radio host, talk host, that gives love advice and stuff like that. And he gets kicked off the air because he's way too sexual. So he's trying to find a sugar mama, I guess. Really, really funny. It might be partially because I love Tim Meadows so much. So this movie is one of my favorites. If you haven't seen it though, check it out. Let me know what you think of Leon Phelps, the Ladies' Man.
Have a romantic query and you are under the age of 50 and you're not freaky or disgusting, please give us a call.
Alright. Number 14. Superbad. The great Jonah Hill. I really like Jonah Hill. He's really good. Him and Michael Cera, teenage best friends. They want to go to a party. McLovin. Seth Rogen's in this one too, actually. Come to think of it, he plays a cop. Holy crap, never thought of that. Anyway. There's not a lot I can really say about this one. It's just really funny and it holds up. It stands the test of time. It got really huge when it first came out, so I imagine everybody knows it.
My brand new fake ID.
Wait, you changed your name to McLovin?
Doesn't even have a first name, it just says McLovin.
Billy Bob Thornton. Bad Santa. Also featuring the late, great John Ritter, by the way. Love John Ritter. That's what you expect. Billy Bob Thornton plays kind of a mall Santa. Definitely not for children, even though it's about Santa Claus. Very, very vulgar and filthy and amazing. Like I said, I like that kind of humor, so it works for me. But first time I watched it, wasn't I shocked? Especially John Ritter was great in this movie, but there's just so much in it, like lines I want to say, but I don't want to offend anybody. Let's just say John Ritter overhears Billy Bob Thornton and a girl in the dressing room. And, well, watch the movie, you'll see what I'm talking about. The sequel to this one was not as good either, actually. I have seen it. It just didn't have the heart that the first one had, I guess.
Something about the guy that makes me uneasy. Maybe there's something I could fire him for.
16. Jason Segel, I believe, wrote this one. Forgetting Sarah Marshall. It's where he got dumped by his girlfriend naked, which apparently actually happened to Jason Segel, so he put it in the movie. Jonah Hill's in this one as well. Russell Brand. Really, really good. Oh, Mila Kunis is in it. Like I said, his girlfriend breaks up with him. He decides to go to Hawaii, and she's there with Russell Brand's character. And he doesn't want to leave. Seems like he's running away. So he stays. Really good movie. Like this one a lot. There's the Dracula opera at the end that his character writes. Highly recommend Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Sarah Marshall's his girlfriend, as you could probably expect from the name of the movie. But Jason Segel's a guy who does not get enough love or credit.
Dock, and I'm in the lake.
Sarah, I swear to God, I'll jump in the lake like a merman.
Do you want to put some clothes on?
Would you like to...
We're almost done, everybody. Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. This is another movie series where I like them all. But Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. Oh, they're such lovable stoners, they are. They just want these burgers. And it helped reintroduce everybody to Neil Patrick Harris as well. Oh, Neil Patrick Harris made this movie for me. Loved it so much. They want to go get White Castle. He wants to go get some fur burgers. And he like starts dry humping the seat and everything. It's just amazing movie. You get the, I guess, thrash, skater, bullies, and bunch of idiots they were, but we actually just watched this a couple weekends ago as well. So, Harold and Kumar, like both these guys and everything I see them in, actually.
Henry, what the hell's going
Back
on
off,
here?
cockboy. What I said to him goes double for you.
Cockboy? You just call me cockboy?
Yeah, you know I did. You.
The Amazing Kevin Smith. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. This is the movie on this list that I have seen more than all the others. Like, without question. I love Jay and Silent Bob. I love Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Amazing cast, amazing cameos. You got Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Chris Rock. George Carlin had a cameo as well. Jay gets a monkey. And it's just preposterous. They're banned from hanging out at the quickie store there. The convenience store. And they find out there's a movie being made of Blunt Man and Chronic. So they want to go to Hollywood to stop the movie from getting made. It's just because people on the internet were making fun of them. It's just as stupid as you would think. But just as good as you would think too. Because Jason Mewes is like a treasure. He really is. So is Kevin Smith for writing this stuff. David Spade again for number 19. He's a former child star. Dickie Roberts, former child star. This movie's really funny. I liked it a lot. A lot of it I liked because of all the cameos from actual former child stars like Alyssa Milano, Corey Feldman, Leif Garrett. Sasha Mitchell's in it for a second. You know, technically he wasn't really a child star, but he was like maybe 20. But anyway, just a lot of great people. He's a former child star that wants to make a comeback. So he has this audition coming up with Rob Reiner. And the problem is he didn't have a childhood because of always making movies and TV. So he hires a family to live with to get his childhood back. And that's where all the comedy comes in. So, definitely check out Dickie Roberts and stay for the credit song as well. Because it's sung by actual former child stars. And it's really well done.
Rolling fatties, smoking blunts. Who smokes the blunts? We smoke the blunts. Rolling blunts and smoking.
Last, definitely not least though, is a movie that probably would not get released today. It's Tropic Thunder. I am not a big Ben Stiller fan by any means. Never have been, never will be. But when he's surrounded by the right people, like this movie, like Jack Black, Robert Downey Jr., amazing cast. They play a bunch of actors sent overseas to make a war movie, but they're soft. So the director like takes their cell phones and makes them do this, and they get caught up in a real life war. But they're kind of dumb, so they think it's not real. Then they figure out it is. It could be made today because Robert Downey Jr. spends the movie in blackface. So, but it's just such a good ass movie. And Tom Cruise is hilarious in it. Keep it like, first time I watched it, I didn't realize it was him till I watched the credits. So definitely check out Tropic Thunder and keep your eyes open for Tom Cruise.
I tell this story to everybody. See, that's gonna be the dumbest thing I've ever witnessed.
Everybody, so that is it for the 20 best comedy movies from the 2000s. In my opinion, I want to know your opinion, your favorite movies, because this was a hard list to do. Some were extremely easy, but then I had like 10 more, so I kind of had to narrow it down more, and these are the ones that made it in. So, let me know what you think. I want to know everything you liked about the 2000 comedies, and I want to leave you with these words from the treasure, Jason Mewes, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Rolling fatties, smoking blunts. Who smokes the blunts? We smoke the blunts. Rolling blunts and smoking.